live streaming with one person, and it's just not possible. And we had a lot of people who helped out this week, so in a second we'll bring them all up. But I'm making a special shout out to the two young ladies who helped out for like 75% of the games this week. So all of them are going to come up with a special shout out and thanks to Kate and Kylie. Everybody.
Don't mess around with it. I like to read your name. Like 10 pages. Something messed up. No, leave it open and pass it.
The last thing I have to do is to introduce the man you already know as the great coach, director, and all the many roles that Brian fills. Give me a huge round of applause. Brian,
Thank you, Jason. I want to start by continuing some of the appreciation and recognition of two folks that have been really behind the scenes, part of the scenes, and making the scenes for the whole week. This trip is more about just playing futsal. It's about learning the culture, being a part of immersing yourself in the food and friends and wonderful relationships throughout. And so we've got two folks that have been sitting in corners with cameras and on the courts, making sure that every part of your experience is documented. And so Jody, Brianna, if you could both come up, please. All of the pictures, all of the videos are in thanks to them. Please make sure to remember the trip. It's a lot of us sharing pictures as well. So hashtags are USYF Argentina and tagging. Say.
We'll go. Well, yeah, and we're gonna go back through and tag people in those Instagram posts. We just haven't had a chance yet.
Okay.
We will get those out.
So as you all have taken pictures, if it's stuff that you can done and shared, all of us, this is a pretty memorable experience, wouldn't you agree? So sometimes having pictures and videos helps us remember all the good times. So thank you so much for providing it, and if y'all would share, I think it'll make us The next person I want to thank and recognize is another one that has spent countless hours preparing, planning, making sure that we could show up each day and enjoy the experience in front of us. He's a friend, a colleague, Jason Miller. Come on up, buddy. Jason is a person that spends more time than anybody ever should thinking about everybody else instead of himself. So Jason, and I mean this, when we go for months before this trip, Jason's the guy that thinks about, well, what would they like about this, and what would they like about that, and what should the menu be. He is completely selfless when it comes to these experiences, and I really don't think we can thank him enough. So please, stand up. I also want to take a minute to thank somebody who has made this trip personally very enjoyable for me, and is somebody that has found all of those little tiny details that you don't think of until you've been here a few times, maybe brought some teams and learned what's going to work with a very large group and how kids are going to enjoy it, and families and chaperones and everybody else. He was a tour guide, he was a coach. He spent time with all of the goalkeepers and making sure that they had an amazing experience. He helped the coaches, he helped the staff, he helped the liaisons. I mean, really, this was one of those things to see Argentina through Otto's eyes and everything that he brought to the to see the eyes before midnight through Otto's eyes. I genuinely do believe he made this whole experience meaningful and beneficial. He made it so that you all could relate to the kids, to the culture, to the community. And I know that this trip is more than just futsal because of the effort that Otto did and the relationships that he helped us form and brought into the mix. Otto, please.
I didn't catch your voice, did I?
The next person,
You have a shower.
and he's the person, generally one of the first ones you see when we get down to the lobby, and one of the last ones we see at the end of the evening. He's the one that we call when something doesn't go right, and probably for 90% of the people here, the one we never really got to say thank you for making the experience so meaningful. He's the leader of this trip and all of the international trips. He is the person that doesn't go anywhere with anybody because he wants to be available and responsible when something isn't going well. So if you don't and haven't seen a lot of him in the day-to-day stuff, that means your trip has been really positive. And for those of you that had something that needed to be fixed, corrected, or even just needed something done, he is somebody that is relentless. Even right now, when I'm trying to recognize him, he's typing and probably sending 5 more emails to all of you in here about what's going to happen tomorrow and what the plan is and what the schedule is. Sarah, please stand up. And then the last one that I really do want to recognize and introduce, and he'll bring us home today. He's somebody that I think has connected with every single player on the court. He has found a way to connect, to motivate, to inspire. He teaches us about the game. He teaches us about life. He challenges you to be better than you thought you could ever be. He's inspired every single coach that's sitting here. I'm sure even throughout this, he's impacted some of the parents and how he relates to kids and how he motivates and how he teaches us not just a beautiful game, but about a beautiful life. Coach Tozer.
Okay. See the lines flowing in the back already? First, before I start thanking people, Grant came up to me, our captain of the 2001 boys team. He's been a national team player for several years.